Okay, so let's get down. Let's get down and dirty. Wow, that came out wrong. Wow. Hello, hello. Okay, gonna get the Wacom out. Get the Epic Pen going. Well, Matt is writing about life. So Matt went to school. He spent 3 to 4 years learning animation and effects, ready for the effects industry, and realized in the last year that he wanted to do games. So he had to relearn everything. He sucked big time, but when he left school, was lucky to get a journalist job. Some badass artists like Scott Homer helped me get good enough to get into UB. Being surrounded by good people at UB has really driven me to improve. So I don't feel like the weak link. Matt makes me feel like the weak link. It's crazy. Dude, it's true though. Everyone that we work with is like crazy good. Even people that are new to the industry are just like, oh yeah, have you tried doing this? And you're like, what the Okay, so we've got this bark substance going on here. Honky. Uranium, yes, you can post that in chat. You know, you can use Discord in a browser, but I mean, maybe you're on your phone, and you should be paying attention in class. Who knows? So, how long did you? Dude, Bumby is a genius. How long did you work on this doodle? Because I would say that most of the time, well, first I would say bark is super freaking hard to make in Substance. It's usually better, in my opinion, if we scan it and then fix the tiling and just go from there. But yeah, so I started looking up bark scans, mainly because when a bark scan is made, they usually show you the scan without the albedo or the photo texture, which can be really good if you're trying to understand how the shapes interact with each other. One thing that I'm noticing with bark is it tends to be plates almost. So like if this was a plate piece and this was one, they all kind of connect close to each other, and obviously this will depend on the tree type, right? Imagine that the tree is expanding and the outside layer of the tree is like mud that's dried, and when it's expanding, it's like you get these cracked spaces in between these areas. And then depending on some of the trees, some of these connect. Like some of these will continue connecting through here. And so you'll get really long pieces that just kind of like fray and tear as they go up the tree. But other than that, I think for a doodle, this is really good. I mean, I haven't even tried to do bark before. Just knowing what bark looks like is half the battle, right? 30, 60 minutes? Cool. Yeah, I look forward to you pushing on. I would say see if you can find out a way to minimize the curving that's happening here, unless the reference that you're looking at has the pieces of bark rounding. So either making them flatter, like they can still be curved, or even more so curving the other way just slightly. But yeah, dude, bark is super difficult. It's kind of a pain in the ass. This is cool though. You're off to a really good start. Make sure to look at Ben Wilson's free Gumroad tutorial on that stuff too. He's got some. He's got a pretty good tutorial breakdown of like how he got the shapes that he got, and you might be able to get further with that. But yeah, this is sick. And I wouldn't worry about putting color on it until you get the surface looking exactly like how you're imagining it to look. Okay, and then this one I wanted to focus on a bit because so Corey is like, how much detail should I put into this piece? As you can't see but half of it. And then also painter or designer. Any help is appreciated. So this is sitting under a table. Before we talk about that, you should drag a character in here and double check your scale on everything. Because right now the table feels really low. This monitor feels strangely large. The computer tower is pretty tall. This asset here is pretty cool. Your server racks feel short as well. And these boxes look huge. Like server racks are pretty big. Is this monitor on the ground a different size than this monitor? Just double check all that stuff. Voron, what's up, man? Oh, thanks, Matt, for the link. The link in chat is Ben Wilson's Bark stuff. Look at that. Yeah, so see, Ben's Bark is a bit more stylized, but it's getting that fracturing that happens like in here, and then the pieces tend to go up, and it's all working its way up. This material is cool, but yeah, see that breakdown? If you go to the link in the Gumroad link here, this is like a fully downloadable high-res image, and you can follow step by step how he's going through things. Gives you breakdowns. I think in this one it's top left to bottom right, and then top to bottom for the albedo. So going again on this box after you, so don't forget to check your scale on stuff. We'll go back to this one. So before you even start texturing this, I want don't texture anymore. I want you to actually I want to see a high poly of this. That's not high poly because it's really dense in geometry, but all the shapes are explained because right now you have a box, right? So you've got bevels on the edge here. It looks like maybe there's a bevel in here and here. But like everything is telling me that it's geometry right now. And I want to know how to open it. So you've got latches here. What do those latches connect to? There should be like something on the underside that connects to this piece behind it. So that should latch over, and maybe like you'll have a thing that goes over the top, like right here. And then I need to see like the edge, like where the lid is, like how does this connect together? If this indent here is causing some complications with these strap things, you might, you might build like the reverse strap from down here and just stretch it across. Drawing skills, come on. Stretch it across and latch it back into itself here. So then you have like a full length strap that's connecting keeping the lid down. But I just want to see more detail, and I want to see how do you explain this? I want to see how it's all put together, and I want to see the normal map baked out. Thanks, Uranium. I want to see like the normal map baked out and getting away from the very low, like this edge here is really low poly, right? It's like a single edge. So like, I don't know, maybe there's corner pieces that are for like, so it doesn't ding into things. And that can be, maybe it's shaped like this, kind of like a suitcase. And there's like bolts that are holding that in. And this is a different material and it's a different height. And then this goes back like it is now. Maybe that dips down and comes back up. And then there's a shape that goes along here that's inset. There's a lot of stuff that you can do with this, and right now you're not taking full advantage of the ability of normal maps and like what you can do to cell shapes in detail. So I would do that. Get it looking like it's usable. Jopie, I'll get you. Don't worry. Get it looking usable, and then we can look at baking normal maps and making it look hotness. It's like, don't worry, Jopie. Don't worry, I got you. Just scrolling through all the jazz. You guys posted some. You guys are getting better. It's crazy. It's crazy awesome. Oh, we'll get to this one too. I'll open that guy up. Whoa. Dude, I gotta scroll through this stuff. Hang on here. Man, dude, you guys are getting, this is awesome. Whoa. Jopie, I don't see your... How much longer am I streaming? I am streaming for another 45 minutes. So, Jopie, what's the link you're talking about? If you can repost it in Whip, I can grab it. Because I don't know, I scrolled back pretty far and I didn't see. Let me see what this is. Oh yeah, bark scans. Dude, that one on the right, what the hell? Anyways, okay, so let's keep going on this, and then we'll keep going. Dude, this one's cool. I don't even know. So this looks awesome. I'm trying to figure out. I think maybe you need to place like a light on the inside of this. That I don't know, is emitting a bit of blue so that you get some blue in here, and then yeah. I don't know, these look cool. I think this could do with a little bit of geometry to give it some shape. And these feel nice. If you could, oh, this would be nice. So if you could take the blue, if you could take the blue. Oh, right. Thanks, Jopie. I just saw your link. So if you could take the blue and get it to follow like the veins of these, it's gonna make more sense. Which is gonna be, I think that'll help you a ton. Overall, though, these look really cool. This reminds me of yeah, Jopie, there'll be enough time. These remind me of stuff that you see in whatchamacallit, Half-Life. It's cool looking. Some next gen Half-Life stuff. Is this Half-Life 3 confirmed? I think maybe. Ignore the Reddit post. All right, so let's keep going here. So this scene, this is the concept from the that was picked for the Polycount monthly challenge, or the double monthly challenge. Hey, what's up, Fear? So I know there were some breakdowns and stuff that happened on our Discord to kind of separate parts out and all that. So I've got some shape going on here. We've got some blockouts happening. I'm just gonna switch between these a couple times. It's looking pretty good. I think this is a door. So I'm wondering, like, maybe you should model it in a way where, like, maybe that piece, like this, or maybe include those, like that slides that way to open. A lot of this detail you can, like, make a decal sheet and just start placing this stuff. I don't. What are those bolts? That's so weird. Half-Life 3 is going to be VR ready. Oh my gosh. How do they do it? Just looking at so there's these lights that they're photoshopped in, right? So they're pretty flat feeling. Make sure to accommodate those. Like, I don't think they're inset in the ceiling in the concept, and right now you have them inset. Insetting them is fine. I think that if you bring them out, though, it'll allow you to break the ceiling up more. Because then you'll be able to have a lip before the light starts, which gives you some ambient occlusion on the ceiling, some extra details. And it looks like there's 4 of them, but there's only 2 that are on. Just looking at everything. I mean, it looks like you're off to a good start. There's not much to talk about yet. Make sure that as you're blocking this stuff out, make sure that the interaction between this wall here and the ceiling, like where these meet, is interesting. That it happens quite often that those interactions get lost in 3D. So it looks like there's an inset there, or maybe it's dark and there's some light, a light here or something, some tubing maybe. It looks like you can grab some details from here. Maybe it's some vents and kind of make it your own. It's 9:23. Let's just keep going here. This is looking cool though. Okay, so Raz, he's got his stuff. Oh snap! Is your door taller or less wide? I see that virus. Maybe I'm just imagining things. This scene's pretty solid though. There's just some, like the rug thing on the outside here, and then maybe if this is like an apartment, adding some other doors could be cool. With like other doormats, or like a doormat that's kind of offset. Let's look at some of your other stuff. Experimentation. Substance designer goodness. Oh man. Awesome. That's cool. Did you make all these little shapes in here as well? Like the leaves and stuff? I would say that maybe the normals on the edge of this stuff, it might be a bit sharp. And then this material, I would love to see it tiled a little less. That way we can appreciate all the little details that you've done. People really like to see it on objects as well. So like if you can put it on a sphere, that'd be cool. Or like a box or something. Yeah, this is sick. This one isn't as strong as the other two. This one feels a bit blurry. In the albedo, maybe. This one's not as strong as the first two. Like these two are kind of, they don't feel like they belong with the other two. Like material wise, this one feels like if you were to turn the albedo off, like it might look better. I think your albedo right now is suffering a little bit from maybe that dark edge there, and then these shapes in here looking like they're painted or generated. Like I'm not sure if they're sticking up or if they're painted on. I guess the other problem is I'm not sure what the material is supposed to be. Like I don't know material wise what it's made out of, and I don't know if it's supposed to be a wall or like a floor tile pattern. And then the cross hatching scratching stuff looks really low res. I think maybe increasing the resolution a bit will help with that, and maybe not as dark. But yeah, is there more in this one? No, okay. Your first two though are really cool. Like I would love to see this one up close, or tiled less, maybe about half of what it's tiled right now. And then this one, just toning back the normal information on this stuff. I think you'd be in a good spot. Let's look at some others. So with your portfolio, make sure that the images go in order of strength, of like the quality of the camera angle or the composition. So like your first one is this top down that is showing the illusion broken. When I think having your camera lower like this one, but from this angle, so like this angle, but just bringing the camera down, that'll look stronger than their first image. This one's cool though. And then the thing I would say about this is be careful about these straight lines. Like wherever material break happens, maybe either giving it some thickness there or a cut in. And then this straight line. And making sure your wires have weight to them. Right now it's just a squiggle, right, of wiring, which is fine. It's just, it doesn't feel like there's weight to them. Laser lines, always with the laser lines. So you got ones here, one there. Be careful with these straight lines. Some objects are just, you know, they're designed to have straight lines. This one I think is okay because you have another thing on top of it. Putting like a bottle here or something, or some larger objects on the ground will help with breaking up these straight lines as I draw not straight lines. And then there's this really weird, what is happening here? Is the door kind of open? Because I'm getting like this weird illusion in this area. I think the door is kind of open and it's going inward. But yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. The graffiti is really good here. The graffiti here looks like it's got, I can't tell maybe if it has a normal on it or not. I would be careful with adding normal maps to your graffiti. This is cool though. I'm happy that you shared your. Oh, this is really good to show albedo only. I'm happy that you're sharing your scene, your whole portfolio actually. It's cool to see all the props and stuff as well. The amount of boxes that you have, I don't know if you'll need that many. Like you go for more of the extreme. So you've got this one, this one, this one. Maybe that one. That. These. Hat. This is good. So like those, obviously the pizza box. The stepping stool. So the ones I've circled, like I think those are the only ones you need. The rest are kind of like, they're so close. Like, is this one the same as this one? They're so close together. They look like they are. Maybe I'm crazy like the song says. Whoops. No. They know I'm going to click on that accidentally because of the scroll bar. The brick looks pretty good. The brick might be a little narrow. Voron, I'm looking at this specific portfolio, yeah. This one's better than this one. Just because the length of the bricks. The bricks here, size-wise, are different. Always look at reference. I'm not sure if you're looking at reference with this stuff. Just because I don't know very many bricks that are splitting like that, where there's a couple that are different lengths. Usually it's more apparent as well. Like the longer ones will be maybe a slightly different color. And then watch out for your chipping. Where are we at here? The chipping look. Jesus, I can't even. Because right now, if I can tell that it's like substance chipping, it just needs a little extra slope blur where it's breaking it up a bit more. Yeah, Voron, that might be a good idea to do like a portfolio day instead of just including it with the work in progress stuff. This one's pretty good. You get some of these look like they're rounded. Like the whole piece is kind of bulged a bit. The grout in the middle of these as well is usually not too dark. The other thing too is the grout is the perfect excuse to like add some gradation. So you can have the grout pretty light as it would be when it's brand new, and then you can add some dirtiness from the base going up till it's not too dirty anymore. And that'll allow you to get some nice breakup on the wall, like directional breakup. Oh, this is cool. The manhole, no, it looks like you fixed it. It looked big originally. Oh man, I didn't even notice why did I not notice that? I didn't even notice the light or the pipe. The light is on. Oh, you were learning substance during it. This is great, man. Like, I mean, there's always something to critique, right? Think about beveling the edge here so that you get a nice normal wraparound where the brick feels like it's continuing on. Right now the brick has like an edge. Yeah, that is interesting. I didn't notice the pipe here. And the light for some reason. It's cool though. The ground feels a little rocky. Like, a rant about color. You want to hear a rant about color? Well, I mean, when I see the albedo only in here, for the most part, it looks pretty good. But yeah, we'll definitely get into it. Like the blue that's on the ground might be getting too saturated. But yeah, we can look into doing a rant about color. Color. You guys spell color strangely. Or correct. This looks awesome. This is by a Hangover Guy. So this, let's see if we can get this bigger here. This detail here is really cool. It would be nice to see some other directional stuff like that in a few of the others. Maybe in this one, like it's breaking this way, or just somewhere, just to tell me that they're all the same stone. The only other thing I think that's sticking out that's a bit strange right now, there's two things. So the crack patterns, while they're broken up pretty well, feel like they're everywhere. Maybe a little too much still. Like try and maybe mask out the cracks on the inside, and you can have them happen occasionally. Like on this one, it would be a perfect time to have cracks from this shape here continuing out in this shape. So this one's balanced pretty well, but some of them are like it's a bit strong maybe. Oh, you love my critiques? Thanks, man. I mean, I'm just pointing at things. It's just another set of eyes, right? And don't be afraid to later, JS Morgan. Don't be afraid to look at post in the work in progress, even though there's not a stream, because people will say stuff. They'll talk to you. The last thing I was going to say about this texture is the grout in the back right now looks like mud. And it's peeking out in spots, which is totally fine. It just looks like it's not tiling enough, and the detail is muddy. Did you have reference for this? I can't recall. I think you may have earlier. I think on the next one. So the next one's Ben's. I think. Let me see. Yeah, the next one's Ben's. So Ben's scene is looking pretty nice. I also like that it's dark, so it's gonna be easy to see the yellow pen. So let's take in the full image first. Compositing and composition are not the same thing. Did I say that? So let's see here. So first of all, the things that I really like is this material looks awesome. Is this the same material as like that pipe made out of like this wood stone looking stuff? So what I was going to say is the grout from the last image. There's like, see this finite detail noise that Ben's got going on in here? There's like, that's a good example. Getting that granular noisy detail inside of the inside of your grout will help a lot in here, because it'll really help you separate the two different materials. Okay, let's go back to Ben. So this is looking pretty awesome. Texture-wise, it's looking great. I worry about your albedo in these guys. Maybe it's too dark. Maybe it's the normal is really strong. It might be because you're in space, so you're not getting that fill, that ambient fill. This guy, when you get to it, make sure that it feels like it's grounded in some way, even if it's just AO. Oh, Voron. Compositing. Are you talking about mine or... Oh, yeah, no. Okay, I see. I see what Voron's talking about. I see the message above now. Compositing is not only a VFX thing. Like, if you're doing any Photoshop touch-up stuff, that's compositing as well. If I don't have composition in there, then I'm missing composition, because I totally do compositing, but it's very rare these days. Anywho, let's look at some stuff that's... So when you start to polish this, Ben, I would look at things like, so these shapes, do what they do in League of Legends art, like peak gradients. If you can do like peak gradients where like you have, it's lighter here and it's lighter on top here, right? But then it gradients down to the dark. So these pieces have a lighter value to them in the albedo. And then that just kind of gradients down, if that makes sense. It'll really help separate out your layers and separate out the shapes from each other. The other thing is, I guess everything's kind of made out of the same materials. Everything is so similar. This piece is looking cool, and I'm excited to see this part textured. Compositionally, this is stronger than your other shots have been. Although your other shots are also quite interesting. When you get this guy, so compositionally, this is centered up pretty strongly, but that doesn't necessarily matter because you've got this on this side here. And as long as you get a really nice highlight on the edge of this character, it's really going to shift the composition off to the left more without even moving the camera, which is really good. It might be worth making sure that these areas are a bit more toned down in value. That way the focus maintains to like this area. And then you get the nice light crawling across this. You get a cool shadow from this guy. Because right now it feels like there's a ton of lights. There's a ton of like different light directions. Because you've got a shadow here. So all these shadows are going this way. I'm just going to draw these out really fast. Got this shadow here, which I'm guessing is a different light from this one, so we'll do this. So this is like a different shadow here. This shadow I think is the same from this light. Then we'll go back to the yellow. We've got yellow shadow here, yellow light shadow. And then to top it off we have a shadow here and here and here. Yeah, it's interesting. I guess you kind of have to. But yeah, you have multiple shadow directions happening, which might not be bad once the texturing is on top of it. It might be pretty nitpicky because this is all compositional, trying to get shapes to pop and then be interesting from each other. Let's see here. I'm curious what these are going to look like. Are these textured yet? I love that the rod to them is kind of wiggly. In general, though, it's looking dope. It's looking really good. Steam wants me to update now. Okay, so these materials, these were done by, let me scroll down here. Freezy Demon. So Freezy Demon found some materials in real life, so this is a reference photo. And then this is the substance version of it, which looks pretty dang good. Maybe toning down the brightness. I bet if you do there's a node in substance PBR correction or corrector. I forget the name of it, but it's plug your albedo into that, and you'll probably notice that the brightness is going to go down a notch. Just because when the albedo gets too bright, you'll go outside of the range that brightness range that an albedo should be in. It's weird. There's such a tight space in realistic colors that you see in real life, but this is freaking cool. What's next here? The colors are basically matched. I mean, did you eye drop those colors? Matt, I'm not even gonna comment on your dog. Like, what are you even doing, man? Oh yeah, we got this one I pulled from a little bit further up. So these materials look great. Like there's some really good stuff going on. Dang, look at that. That's awesome. Whatever. Poor dog. Yeah, man, what'd you do with that geometry? Jeez. Yeah, this looks awesome. I would be careful with using the wood grain in the normal. I would keep that wood grain for putting it into your roughness. Do you even art, Matt? So I would keep the wood grain instead of putting it in the normal so much. If you want to put it in the normal, that's fine. Just maybe lower it a little bit more. But I would keep that for your roughness pass. Let's see here. Yeah, because seeing your roughness, it's pretty subtle. And it might be getting hidden because the normal has the info in it. Man, that normal almost looks flat. That's interesting. Looks cool though. That's all personal choice, Voron, I guess. Yeah, it looks really good, Freezy. This stuff looks awesome. Just double check the brightness on your albedo. This material really is cool. I'd maybe suggest having, let me see where it's at. I would suggest maybe having slight shifts in the value of the brown, and then it's like you've got a little bit of darkness happening in here. I would definitely put a little bit more of that, maybe instead of it being so smooth, maybe a little bit of speckles or like dots. Not a tad, take a drink, but just a little bit. Oh yeah, let me make sure I'm looking through all this. This material is nice. It has a really nice soft feel to it, which is really good. This looks great. This looks really good. There's a bit of curving happening in the normals of these, which is pretty cool. And then you have a normal between the pieces. I would maybe make the normal between the pieces, or the color, the albedo for it, maybe a little bit lighter, just so they're not so like emphasized. Because your brain's gonna know that they're cheers. Your brain knows that they're separated, right? Ah, Pontus. This is vodka. We're totally fine. That's probably the biggest fake I've ever done about alcohol. Haven't done that since I was 12. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, this looks great though. This is really cool. With the age that you're going for in here, it might be interesting to, on the walls, model the walls so that it looks like strips of wallpaper. Maybe some of them are starting to crease just a little bit. You know what? I'm learning substance designer tonight. Dude, virus, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Don't drink and crit, kids. Virus, can you link it really quick in chat? I'll let you know what I'm sure it's anything that guy makes tutorial wise is pretty damn good. Him and Josh Lynch and Ben Wilson. Yeah, this scene's pretty solid. All right, let's. Oh yeah, so we got Reed's sand. Where's the what? How come I didn't open the? I'm gonna start moving a little bit faster. I gotta make sure I get all you guys. There it is. Okay, so Reed's working on a sand pass. I think for the most part. Whoa. There we go. So the albedo is matching quite well. I would say that I would say you need are you making this stuff here, the smaller stuff? There's like the really tiny one. Because I see that being scaled down like really small. So to look at this scene, you've got these really tiny ones. So Jesus, you got these really tiny ones, and then you've got it blending into these larger dune, like micro dunes, and then some smooth areas. And I think and then you would have footprints, of course, and tracks if you need. If you can get the footprints, the micro dune stuff, and then the little edged pieces. You thought it was Reed's scene? Dude, he's got the color matched pretty freaking close. Yeah, if you can get those, you just vertex blending them together, get some displacement going on that. Oh my god. It'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, this is definitely part of his Star Wars scene. He's like not sharing anything. He's just little tastes, little tidbits. So this one's from Melt, if I remember correctly. This is super cool because you're just getting into the modeling side of things. So like you're just moving at 1,000 miles an hour. Make sure to give some separation in the way that so like this area is round or round-ish, and then there's differences in the edges where like it basically goes down. Make sure those have some hard edges. Look at this drawing skill, so good. Double check on, like, make sure you're looking at reference and get the count right on these. Maybe it's just 3, and then they're bolted, and then the gaps that are between them, maybe there's supposed to be 3 here, not 2. I don't know. I'm not sure if you're going off reference or not, but in general, my favorite thing right now is this stuff going on right here. That variation in the shape, and then how soft it feels. Good shit, man. But yeah, and then concentrate on like details in here and how everything fits together and attaches. I'm reading the chat. You're like, no, but Reed's that's his stuff. No, but really. So this, you have done some work, sir. Where are we at on the list? Mr. Bobarian. This is much more strong. This is much stronger. You're still really liking the detail back there, so I'm just gonna let you ride with that. Maybe these could go smoother, but this feels really nice. This is really good. So you've got that detail, you've got detail here, but you've got the perfect, like, let me see here. Give me that pen. So this is awesome. So you've got areas of rest, right? I would say that that's a bit of a resting area. This is rest. Rest. Yeah, this is pretty nice. See this bottom area here too? It's the perfect, wow, that's yeah. That's a fat pen. This area down here, beautifully over-engineered. This is a perfect resting area to get some like roughness breakup. So like when you get dirtiness, you can just, it's all, yeah, roughness. And you get the runoff and stuff spitting up. Maybe some leaking. See, wherever you have areas of rest, you can get away with like adding all the detail in the roughness. Wait, really, Reeds? What the hell? Oh, it is a... dude, that's the second time I've done that to acrylics. So this, acrylics made this. Yeah, if you need to know the song, just do this. Dude, that's hilarious. I am so sorry, acrylics. I keep thinking Reed's making these. We all know it was Reed's. That's terrible. Yeah. I mean, so what? All the things finally catching up. Oh my god. Stop covering up your own scene. Everything I said about it still is valid. Make sure to get some like triple blend action going on in there. All right, what do we got now? Dude, I'm all over the place now. Okay, we got that. That's good. So this one's nulled. So it's saying this is Japanese architecture, and I don't have any reference for the Japanese architecture that you're pulling from, but really make sure that these shapes for the windows, those are windows, and then these slats, make sure that they're even or straight. I'm not sure if like in the design they're like dice applies to Reed. Reed hires dice. Double check all of your shapes. Stay super close to reference because like right now there's really weird shapes going on and I'm trying to understand. I would love to see some reference on that. That'll help a lot. Commented on JS Morgan stuff earlier. Let's see here. Oh yes, okay, so we got this one. Matt, that's genius. So this one is from where is your name? It's from chat. This is uranium, I'm assuming. So this looks pretty good. I really like that you've got some like little branches or roots or something going on in there. They're scattered pretty nicely as well. I would say that where your little rocks and stuff are is to maybe soften up the edge where it meets the mud, so that you can, or the dirt, so that you can see them more clearly. Unless, I mean, it's really dirty. I guess it would be if it... It needs some more separation. Possibly these smaller ones being a slightly different color. This looks cool though. The rocks feel soft right now. Like I'm getting the vibe that it rains in this area a lot. Like it's like a wet environment. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, the sand taunts you. Dice loses because it's obviously reads. Parallax offset mapping with self-shadowing is kind of like, I think, where most of that stuff's going. And tessellation, I mean, you just look at Battlefield, right? Going crazy, man. Okay, so we got 2 more. I'm going to go through Jopi's, viruses, and then I'm going to head out, guys. So this scene is... This is by Jopi. I'm just taking it all in right now. So overall, the details are built pretty well. Your brick looks really nice. This is where we go to town. So bevel that edge. So that you get the light wrapping around the corner of it a bit. It doesn't have to be a big bevel, maybe like that big. Get some interaction under this, even if it's not that grungy, just something there to help like ground the base of the window to that. This detail looks pretty cool. I would maybe lighten the albedo on it. It's probably too dark. These guys, minus the rust, I would make sure that you get some good metalness values into them. That'll help a lot with getting the material to read. Your shadows, I think you just need to turn your ambient up just a tad so that you can... Oh, I said tad. There it was. Turn your ambient up just a bit. That was a real tad. I said it again. Just so that your shadows are filled with a bit of color. I like the detail of the vent down here. This is good. The camera angle that you're showing, I know, is because you want to show people the whole building, right? Bumby's stoked. The interaction from the road to the curb. The curb is very rounded right now. Maybe adding some geometry cuts just so that you get a break every once in a while, and it gives you something to break up the edge. It looks like it's kind of in the texture. And then putting maybe some newspaper or something and little vent things like drainage. And then it looks like the tiling on the road might be a little low. And then I think I think maybe make that frame a bit wider. And then the only other thing I would say is... Oh, come on, give me controls. Give me the controls. So when I scroll down here, I start looking at the scene and I'm like, it's really... From this angle, it looks really good as well. This, again, is really dark, albedo-wise. This is cool. I would maybe take the back display back here. I'd make this wood and then take this back display with the curtain and maybe add a break in it and then separate it out a little bit so it alludes to more behind it. And you have got, what is that? It's the preview lighting icon is right there. So you just need to bake looks like you need to bake your lighting again. That's actually really hard to see. I don't know how I caught that. This is nice. I totally see that happen on doors. The only other thing I would say is you should duplicate this building a bunch and move elements around and change the colors of the facades. Change the text here, maybe remove it in some of them, so that way the building is not by itself. Because then you do this shot and I'm like, man, there's like so much opportunity to just have other buildings. Oh no, Wyrex, that's terrible. I'm sorry your laptop crashed, man. Do you? Hopefully you have some form of backups. If you're gonna have this many windows on this shot, I would change the heights of the, what do you call it, the curtains, just so there's some variety and breakup. And then yeah, I would duplicate this building, maybe even stretch it a few times, and just so that you can get some other ones. Like you could totally get another one right here. And maybe you just remove the facade thing here, and you just break it like that. Maybe you have a cross street and there's another one that's turned this way, and then yeah, just something to build a quick fence so that you can put grass and maybe some trash cans and stuff over here, because a fence will help you break that up. Then you can like duplicate this top piece and put those back here. Like just fill your scene up with things. It'll help you immensely. Backups you've got, but no system. That's, at least you got backups, man. Okay, last one we got is a virus. What's going on here? This is an extension of the temple entrance. I posted a few times. This would be the interior. Compositionally, it's looking really cool. I really like this angle too, because it allows you to have a lot of detail on this pillar here. You can then take these and replicate that type of detail that you're going to get here. Be careful about too many repetitive shapes. Like you have this. Be careful of those. And then the space between these, I'd possibly widen it just a little bit more. And then these look like those bell things. Might be interesting if it was here, and then here, but maybe not at this angle, because then you just have this straight line thing going on. It's looking cool though, dude. There's this giant. That's awesome. Compositionally, it's really good. Everything's. I'll do this. Everything is doing this, right? Everything's pointing towards, rah, like that. I can draw. See. Yeah, acrylics. I was just saying, like, dude, I freaking every single time. I think that's the second time. I don't know why. I think it's because I know Reeds is working on some Star Wars scene, or at least we think he's working on a Star Wars scene, and then he just hasn't shown anything. So every time I see it, I'm like, Star Wars is coming. Da Vinci with those pencils. Anyways, I'll try better acrylics. All right, guys, I need to get out of here. Let's see, is there a streamer up? I got to get out of here, but we can host someone. Still get the crit. Oh, Wyrex, it's all good, man. I hope you get your laptop back soon. De Estrelai. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Let's see if Gibby's streaming. Okay, we'll host Gibby. All right, guys. I'll check you guys later. Make sure people stay focused. Do amazing work, and make sure you know whose work is whose. Like me. It's gonna be great, guys. Oh yeah, I forgot to do this. Da-da-da-da-da. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Host time. Raid the Gibbs.